Captain's Log, Stardate 201008.24. So I really let the comics pile up since the last time I did a Captain's Log. I was hoping to record one of these before I picked up my pull on Friday, but it didn't happen. So I've got 11 books to talk about this time, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to get to anything else. So if not, I'll save movies and TV and stuff for next time. So going to start with the books that I picked up 2 weeks ago Wednesday, and then I'll go to the books that I picked up on Friday. So first up, we've got Daredevil number 509, still in the middle of Shadowland, and I am continuing to like what's going on in the main Daredevil book better than I'm liking the Shadowland book. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I like Shadowland, but still, you know, we've got this fun, dark, gritty Daredevil stuff. We've got some characters that are appearing here that have yet to appear in the miniseries. And I really implore people, once again, if you're reading Shadowland, because I've talked to a few people who are not loving Shadowland, I really think you've got a shot at liking it better if you're also reading the main Daredevil book. So just real quick, what's going on here is we find out that the Snake Root guy, and I don't know if I don't know if this was actually brought up in an earlier issue that I didn't read because I just started reading Daredevil along with Shadowland. So I don't know if it had already been revealed that that Snake Root had sent White Tiger to work with Daredevil and spy on the Hand for him. But anyway, it's in here, and it was a cool reveal for me, so whatever. But anyway, so he's talking to White Tiger and the Snake Root guy, and while Elektra is spying on Snake Root and seeing that all this is going on, and it turns out that he wants White Tiger to start killing off all of Matt Murdock's friends, and of course she's kind of Matt's right-hand lady right now, so I think this is going to get very interesting. So now we got Elektra in the mix, and my guess is she's going to start trying to set Matt straight a little bit when she gets there, because once again, Daredevil is still coming closer and closer to being kind of a supervillain, and of course he doesn't see himself that way, which is why it works. And not only has he now started going against his superhero friends, but he's also beginning to, and I don't know if this is the first of many or not, but he's beginning to bring in people into his own fold who aren't quite kosher, and so now he's bringing in Typhoid Mary to work with him, and so he's going against his friends, and he's bringing in his old enemies, and all of his non-superhero friends are kind of off to the side trying to figure out what they're going to do, Foggy, Nelson, and etc. So anyway, this is still quite good, and looking forward to more of that. Next up, I've got Red Robin, which I was asked to talk about by a user called Slick Rick Joseph, and he said that he was reading this and wanted to know what I thought of it, and I hadn't been reading it, so I thought I'd go ahead and pick it up. And I talked about this on the semi-monthly poll, so I won't talk about it much here, other than to say that I picked up number 14 and 15, and really dug them both. And I might start getting into the series. I'm not sure yet, but it's good enough that I'm definitely considering it. And in 14, we've got Red Robin fighting Robin. So we've got Tim Drake versus Damian. And like I mentioned in the semi-monthly poll, Red Robin has kind of this list of people that he's watching right now, and that he's kind of unsure of. And Robin is angry because he's actually on that list, and so they get into this big giant fight. And it's mostly because Damian has this kind of insecurity issue of the Bat family doesn't trust me, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of nice to read some Tim Drake again. And I kind of wish I'd been reading some of this all along, because this is like getting more Batman and Robin, because you've got like you've got like a lot of the main Batman supporting cast in this, and so it's not just Tim Drake going off and doing his own thing. This feels very much like a Batman book, and I'm really happy, especially with the artwork, because it's really bright and colorful, and not bright like not like really lighthearted, because of course it is a Batman book, but I mean it's got really nice vibrant colors and stuff. And once again, I always find it odd when there's a shot of Batman looking really stoic in current Batman books like this until Bruce Wayne comes back, because he's looking all stoic. He's actually in Crime Alley, and you're going, oh wow, that looks awesome. And then you think, oh, but wait a minute, it's Dick Grayson, so that doesn't make a whole great deal of sense. And then 15 is the whole thing with Scarab trying to assassinate Tim Drake, and I really like where that goes and how it ends. And once again, I'm not going to talk about it anymore here because I've talked about it before. Then we've got Birds of Prey number 4. I'm not going to talk a lot about this. Honestly, I think I'm done with this book. This was not a bad read. It was fun, and it's not bad, but I'm just not getting into it. I don't know why. Someone please explain this to me. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is. I don't know if it's just that I don't care for White Canary as a villain, or if I'm just not getting into the characters, but I don't know. Huntress isn't in enough of this for me as part of it. I'm still not digging Hawk and Dove being in this. And we at least got some more stuff with Oracle in this, and we got some really, really great fight scene going all the way throughout this between the Black Canary and White Canary. But I don't know about this anymore, and so I think I'm going to drop this, maybe even in favor of Red Robin. Then we've got Invincible Iron Man number 29, which I'm not going to talk too much about because Eric brought that up on the semi-monthly poll once again. But it's oh, you know what? Actually, trying to. No, yes, this is. I'm sorry, this is part of this group. I thought this was newer, but it's not. Anyway, so yeah, we've got Pepper Potts here, going back to being Rescue again and putting on her rescue suit, and I enjoyed this more than I've been enjoying Iron Man lately. It felt a little less slow, and I'm hoping that things really culminate into the big fun giant fight sequence we're supposed to get in 30. And once again, it's not like I need tons and tons of action in my comics. The story is interesting enough. It's not important to me, of course. But at the same time, a lot of times I feel like reading this, Fraction could have put 2 or 3 issues in one issue for as much story as he ends up telling. So I don't know. This issue didn't have that problem quite as much for me as it has before, and I really enjoyed the banter between Tony Stark and Pepper Potts, and I think she being more prominently featured is helping this book a lot right now. Then I got Action Comics number 891, and I said in the last poll that, or a couple polls ago, I think, that I wasn't sure if I was going to keep reading Lex Luthor in Action Comics. I tried out 890 and wasn't sure about it, but I went ahead and picked this up just to be on the safe side, just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And yeah, it's still odd. This was more fun than 890, but there's another book that I'm going to talk about here in a minute that I think actually is writing Lex Luthor better than this, and so so once again, I don't know about this, but so Lex is like experiencing all these bizarre hallucinations because of Mastermind, and at first he's like in this weird, I'm not sure even what time period it's supposed to be. It looks kind of Roman, and then he's like a mad scientist in a mad scientist lab, and that's like the best part. And then he's in the Wild West, and he's a sheriff, and I don't know. It's really odd, and basically he's kind of exploring his own psyche, and you're going along with Lex Luthor exploring his crazy psyche while he's in all these various bizarre scenarios, and then he manages, of course, to break out of that and get back into the real world, and I'll go ahead and I'll just spoil this really awesome panel where he actually rips his shirt open, and of course he's got nothing beneath it, and he says, "This is a job for Lex Luthor," and I thought that was hilarious. And he's still, of course, in his hallucination, so he's able to fly, and he's basically got Superman's powers because, of course, Lex Luthor would want Superman's powers. He's still hanging out with his Lois robot, and I think my problem with this, once again, it isn't that this was bad. I think my problem with this is that it's too slow. It's like I want Lex to start going off on his quest to get the Black Lantern ring. That's what this is supposed to be about, and he keeps getting stopped. 890, he gets kidnapped, and this, he's hallucinating, and it's too much. I think that that they're really kind of stretching to get this into 10 or 12 issues or however many they're going to do with this. And so I don't know. I want more overarching story going on and a little bit less. Let's see what weird things we can do this week with Lex Luthor. And then I've got let's see here. Okay, the end of that week is Superman number 702, and Superman is still going off on his cross-country walk, and there's actually some story in this issue, which is nice, because of course a lot of people were complaining about 701 that it didn't have enough actual story going on. I didn't mind. I really enjoyed the social commentary, and I really enjoyed watching, Superman just kind of acting like a philosopher, and of course he's still got that going on, but now he's run up into some aliens who are posing as humans, and it's obviously this social commentary about illegal aliens, which I think is a little bit too in your face, but it's okay. And then what's really nice is that at the end he's got some he's talking with Lois on the phone, and it looks like Lois is going to be brought into this pretty soon. So it's I don't think we're going to go very much longer with just Superman on his own, being all lonely and walking around. It looks like more stuff's about to happen. And then there's a really nice reveal not really a reveal, but there's a really nice panel at the end, and who knows what's going to go on with that. I don't want to spoil it, but anywho, then I go to this week's books, and we've got Brightest Day number 8, which I really liked half of this and really didn't care for the other half. Brightest Day has this issue of, it's got characters I really like and characters I don't really care about, and I was enjoying learning about some characters I didn't care about, and unfortunately some of them at this point, 8 issues in, I still don't care about. And there's just too much Hawkman, Hawkgirl stuff going in this, and I'm not caring about it. They're on Hawk World, and they're learning things, and Hawkgirl gets to go nuts on some animal people, which it's really fun fight. And there's this awesome giant full page spread of her flying off and being all angry, and it's cool. But story wise, I'm just not interested. This was mostly just Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and then Martian Manhunter, and the Martian Manhunter stuff was really good. And there's this I'll spoiler, but there's a reveal in this that that Martian Manhunter finds out that he's actually not the only Green Martian left. There's White Martians, and there's Martian Manhunter, and it turns out that there's another one, and it looks like it's going to be this big evil Green Martian, and that was fun, and I really enjoyed that. So anyway, that's Brightest Day number 8. And I'll go ahead and do a second part talking about the other books I got this week, and probably we'll have time to talk about some other things also.